Hi everyone. Are you ready to continue talking about our series on mastering dementia? So today we're going to talk about the E in the word master, and E stands for energy conservation. So maybe a better term would be like fatigue or overload or maybe even overwhelm prevention. So energy conservation or energy management, adheres to this notion that we only have so much energy in one day, and that level of energy is going to be dependent on, the uniqueness of us. So factors like our age, our physical health, our lifestyle, whether we're, really active or maybe we're a little more sedentary, so on. Dementia care takes a huge toll on our energy, right? Care partners are destined to run out of gas if we're not mindful about how we dole out our energy. And it's not all bad news, so I don't want you to think, this is bad news and it's hard, because using energy management or energy conservation techniques, helps us to actually replenish or restore or conserve the energy that we have. So the goal is to decrease the chance that you're going to reach that point that we all can reach easily of utter exhaustion. It's such an easy place to get when we're caring for a person with dementia. And by exhaustion, I mean, that point where you feel like you just can't go on, and it's not only physical exhaustion, but also mental and emotional, because dementia, of course, affects our whole being, our whole person. And that's one of the main reasons why I think it's so hard. So right now, just like you to take a minute and think about your set point, your personal set point, meaning, the time or the instance where things start going downhill for you. And maybe let's just talk about physical energy right now from a physical standpoint, because I think that's a little bit easier to understand and explain. So think about how you feel when you're really beginning to get physically tired, physically drained. It could be a certain time of day makes you more tired, or maybe after certain activities. It could be, after being out in the world, especially if you're more introverted and interacting, have interacted with others, or maybe you're just working on something that's mentally challenging. What causes fatigue, and what signs, too, do you receive that you're becoming depleted? Do you want to just close your eyes and take a nap, go upstairs to your room? Are you becoming irritable, frustrated with yourself? Are you starting to make more mistakes? So one of the main premises of energy management, energy conservation, is to stop before we reach our tipping point. And to do this, it really requires a bit of mindfulness, becoming mindful about what activities deplete our energy, how long that takes, and that's going to be different for everyone. Have you ever noticed that some people can be so patient during certain aspects of dementia care, when you're at your absolute, boiling point, right? And it's okay, because we are all different. We all have different strengths, we have different weaknesses, and we have different tolerances for certain things. So, for example, in my family, there's three kids. Two of my brothers, they're both lawyers, so they're really good at helping with details, like looking at finances or business or the estate planning aspects of care. But I am so much better with, the hands-on stuff. Managing finances or balancing their accounts would just be so draining for me. So I'm better in the self-care arena. We're all different. So along with kind of knowing ourselves and what makes us tired, the second point of energy management, is to start, thinking about different ways or modifying the way we engage in certain activities or with certain people, to lessen the risk of exhaustion. So here's a simple example. If you're working at your computer all day, it's good advice to step away every 2 hours, just to take a break, take a mental break. We modify how we're doing our work. Here's a dementia example. We modify the way we approach our person to prevent an argument, right? So that's going to lead to frustration, exhaustion, emotional, maybe draining, right? So sometimes energy management, energy conservation, occupational therapists like myself refer to this as a fatigue management, and maybe that's an easier way to think about it. We're all fatigued, right? But maybe we reduce the risk of, overwhelming amount of fatigue or having always or being always fatigued if we learn how to do things differently. So I'm going to just put some practical tips in the comment section just to help you hopefully be a little more mindful of how you could go about your day to conserve your energy or to restore, replenish your energy, because as you know, dementia care is a marathon. It is not a sprint. And in order to have the energy and the stamina to do this thing called dementia care, we need to, run things a little bit differently than before. And no matter where you are in this marathon, you're at the starting point or you're almost to the end, we all need pit stops, right? We need a break here and there to revive ourselves, to let things sit and to recharge our battery. So let's think of this time now, this meditation piece that we're about to enter, as a pit stop for you today. So let's just please get yourself comfy, get yourself in your favorite space for this quiet time. Just begin to kind of pull your attention back to yourself, your energy, what's left of it, back to yourself. You may have left it scattered all around the house, all over the place today. So bring it back to you and become aware of your breath. So let's take a few deep breaths in and then exhale through your mouth. Let's keep doing this, making the inhale and the exhale as long as you possibly can. Let's just clear out that stale energy with our breath. And now just begin breathing at a more comfortable pace, a rate that feels good to you. If your eyes aren't closed, please close them now. Today I'm going to guide you through a relaxation exercise that I think you can easily replicate on your own. So as you continue to settle in, I'd like you now to draw your awareness, bring your awareness to the soles of your feet. I'd like you just to imagine just a wave of beautiful, relaxing, calming energy entering up through the soles of your feet. Just soothing your feet as it travels upward toward your shins and your calf muscles. Just imagine this wave of relaxing energy just moving up further along your legs, over your knees, into your thighs, just filling in all the spaces in between your muscles, in between the cells of your body. And allow the energy, imagine it moving up toward your pelvis. And now just imagine this energy sort of building all through your legs as it flows in through the bottoms of your feet, up, 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 toward your hips. And make sure you're continuing to breathe here, just at a nice, gentle rate. Just imagine that energy now moving up a little bit further into your abdominal area. Use your breath along with this wave of energy to relax any tightness you feel in your abdomen. So on your exhale, just release. just release all tightness, all tension that you may be holding there. Let's just sit here for a moment longer, just allowing our breath to release any tension. And now just picture that wave of relaxation moving up toward the bottom of your rib cage, into your chest area. Just allowing that energy now to ignite in a brighter light and more warmth as it enters your heart space. Just sense the love and support of this energy that brings you peace, kindness, love, and relaxation. Just allow that to flow up and down from your heart to your toes. Imagine that energy now moving up toward your throat area, and you sense a little bit of tightness there, constriction. That is perfectly normal as you now are becoming more aware of the muscles in that area of your body. Just allow the energy to flow up now into your jaw, releasing any tightness or tension in that area that is often clenched. Allow the energy to move up into your cheeks, to your eyes, bringing it with it a soothing, cool temperature. And finally, just imagine that energy moving up into your forehead, relaxing any tightness, feeling in the spaces between the little muscles of your forehead. And finally, just picture that energy just releasing itself through the top of your head. And now as you inhale, just breathe that energy back in through the top of your head and out through the bottoms of your feet with your exhale. Just in and out this way. Drawing energy in and releasing tension out. Just allowing this wave of imaginary energy to relax you, to kind of harmonize your system. And it's a gentle wave of energy, much like you would experience, a wave of water, sort of moving back and forth in a container. Just a gentle ripple. Just picture that energy just moving through your body, through your body's container in this way, from head to toe. Just remember that when tension builds up, if you find yourself in need of a pit stop, just remember you can return to this place. You can replicate this meditation anytime. So sit here a little longer if you like, or if you need to, you can begin to move your body parts around a little bit, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers as they wake up. Good luck to you as you go about your day today. You've got this.